And welcome inside LCU, where, man, already this thing is just a little too loud here. In this one, I'll have to turn myself down. There we go. I got the one time we let Adam Hoffman run the board over here. We're getting a little confused. Don't worry, Adam. I did the same. It was the same little mistake that I always did about for the first 3 years while I was here. So don't feel too bad because you already got it, and you're not even 3 years into it. But again, he is Adam Hoffman. I'm Nick Jackson, and we are at LCU, the Lincoln rival here in this one, crosstown rival, I should say. Didn't really have to go far in this one, but this is a Lynx team coming in awfully red hot in this one. We saw them, their 8-game winning streak snapped just a couple games ago, but they got back on the winning ways with a big win over Olivet Nazarene, who was in the receiving votes as it was 87-75. Now, Adam, that first half, though, it was all Olivet Nazarene there. Again, the Lynx were just trying their hardest just to buy a bucket. It came out, seems like the Tigers of ONU came out strong. They looked for redemption again. They beat us once already, trying to do it again, but the Lynx had other plans.
Yeah, I think the way that they came out in the second half, just completely different intensity. I think, getting Tyrone Wright a lot of minutes down the stretch really did help this team because he was a spark. You could tell, like, anytime he did something real special for this team, the team just backed it. He finished with 14 points, 8 rebounds. So or 5 rebounds, I should say, but he played 29 minutes off the bench. For a guy like Tyrone, who hasn't really got to see that much playing time this year, I mean, he was a starter at the beginning of the year, but then he just really couldn't find his way out there. He just couldn't find the right situation to really put him in the game, but then he really performed really well the other day.
And only a sophomore here for Coach Lepp's squad. And as you said, been a starter before. Actually started 3 games last year for Coach Lepp in the NJCAA. And I just went back to look just to see how many minutes he averaged in those games last year. His highest average mark, he only averaged 20 minutes at most. That was the most minutes that he's ever played for Coach Lepp's squad. And again, like you said, he had 29 the other night. 9 minutes over what he's normally used to playing here, not playing here tonight due to an injury. But again, Coach Lepp has to like what he saw coming off the bench out of Tyrone Wright.
Yeah, he did suffer a sprained ankle in that game, along with LJ Johnson did as well, but his test came back a little more positive. I think Ant said it was only a bone bruise or whatever, so he's good to play tonight. I'm not sure how many minutes he's going to get, but for Tyrone, he's done for tonight. They're just kind of resting him for right now.
And LJ Johnson, though, was the leading scorer in the win over at Olivet. He had 22, 8, and 5. Shooting 9 of 15 from the field. You got to like that a little bit. One thing, though, that stood out to me, though, Latham Jr., I know we constantly talk about the fact that this was a kid that, can score at will, but they're struggling a little bit during that 8-game winning streak. The team really picked him up there, but he was only shooting like 7 for 17. Just not shooting well, especially a great three-point shooter like he is. He had 14 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and he went 5 of 9 shooting from the field. I know he was 2 for 6 from behind the arc, which is you'd like to see that improve, but I'll take 5 for 9. He's getting the better looks at his shots, not trying to force some things, and it'll be interesting to see how that works here tonight.
Yeah, and then the other guy I have to say is Julian Powell. Trayvon, he had 20 points. That's kind of usual for him, but Julian Powell, 11 points, but 12 rebounds and 4 offensive rebounds, which were huge in that game. So, he's coming off another double-double. I'm losing track of how many double-doubles that is for him. It seems like he's almost averaging one this season. So I'm curious to see. I'll look up that stat at halftime, see if he's averaging one or not. But
just to speak on your point about Julian Powell, like you said, 11 and 12, that's a great number. But at the same time, too, we're sitting there going, man, that's kind of an off game for him as well, especially with the way he played at Olivet, only shooting 5 of 12 from the field. And you're sitting there going, man, just think if he could have hit a few more shots. He could be easily in the 20-point range mark.
Yeah, I think the big thing for Powell in that game was when he was getting it on the block, he was bringing it down and trying to dribble before he went up to our basket. And that allowed the smaller guys to come in there, strip the ball from him. But if he just, gets the ball high and keeps it high the whole time and just goes in for a dunk, the dude's unstoppable down there.
And the Lynx taking on the crosstown rivals here in this one, the LCU Lincoln Christian University Red Lions. Here again, the first meeting between these two teams in a long time. They have not met each other since Coach Lepp has been here, and that was since 2012. And this has been a while since the Lynx have been in this gym. It's a newer gym, so hopefully they can get things going, especially with LJ hitting that last shot right there. But the Red Lions, they come in 9 and 10. Yes, a little bit under 500, but they got some shooters.
Yeah, they definitely got some shooters. That's definitely what they're going to try to do. They have pretty really good scorers in general. They had a couple guys above 15 points in their last game. So, we'll come back and talk about that after the national anthem.
And as Adam mentioned, we'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. More Lincoln College basketball coming your way next.
Hi, I found a toy dinosaur over on the playground by Smith Street. It had this phone number on it, and, well, I just wanted to make sure the dinosaur made it back to its little owner.
When I found the little sippy cup, I just had to give you it's for a kid,
I know my son gets super attached to the smallest things, even a fire truck, and I'd be happy to drop it off.
We'd do anything for kids, yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad
There are
Council.
many sounds in your daily life. Ones that make you smile. Ones that help you relax. And there are some sounds that can help save lives. Wireless emergency alerts, now on many mobile devices, use a unique sound and vibration to bring you critical information about emergencies in your area. With updates from local sources you know and trust, you can be in the know wherever you are. Learn more at ready.gov/alerts. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
I'm Little Teapot, short and stout.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
No, Dad, like this. When I get all steamed up, then I shout, tip me over and pour me out.
This is WWE superstar Roman Reigns. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Jill, why don't you tell the class what you did this weekend?
Well, my dad and I went in search of some magical minnows and found a zillion of them in the stream from our lookout rock. Then my sister and I escaped from an evil slug king and went back to my super twig fort for safety. Then we told stories till it got dark, and the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Wow. Where were you, Jill?
We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
I wasn't prepared to be a caregiver to Mom. I had no idea how hard it would be and what I would need to know. Things I never thought of, like how to improve her mood and ways for me to stay positive. Luckily, I found the Caregiving Resource Center from AARP. It had articles about the basics, but also information about the hurdles I was facing. Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving. Articles, tips, and tools to help you both care for your loved one and care for yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
We're back here at LCU getting ready for the starting lineups here. Actually, we'll say them as they're being announced as well. First for the visiting team here for the Lynx on the scoreboard. Adam, what do we have here?
Yeah, for the Lynx, it's the same starting five that we've always had pretty much ever since the switch up. So you got your four guards, you got L.J. Johnson, Montez Crumble, Trayvon Tyler, Darnell Latham Jr., but then you got the big guy in the middle, Julian Powell, who's going to lock up the defensive end. But also, for LCU, they got a pretty good starting lineup. They got a lot of older guys, a lot of experienced players. So I'm curious to see how it's really going to work for our guys. You got number 2, Garrett Isles. Number 3, Nate Parks. Number 15, Brody Hopkins. Number 21, Cornelius Longhorn. And number 41, Zach Thompson.
And it should be interesting to see what these guys do. They're coming off a win, a big win for the Red Lions as well. They're off of Central Christian University. They were on the road. They won 112-94 in regulation there. They scored 50 in the first half, 62 in the second half. Again, makes for a pretty big scoring night. They actually shot 47% from the, here we go here. They actually shot 65% from the field in that game as a team. So it'll be interesting to see if the Lynx defense can really step up here tonight, because we know that this Lynx Coach Webb squad here today, they really buckle down on the defensive side of on the ball.
Yeah, and I think the guy that we need to shut down is Garrett Isles. 18 points, 6 assists, he had 2 threes. I think he was 2 for 3 from the three-point line. But the thing that really impressed me the most, he had 1 turnover, and I think he played 30-plus minutes, so he's going to be their point guard, and he doesn't really turn the ball over that much.
He did. He comes in averaging just over 13 points per contest, just 2 rebounds and 4 assists. But one thing, though, he is consistent. He's 39% from both the field and from behind the arc, and also the leading scorer here on the season here for the Red Lions, as he comes in just 62 points shy of 1,000 career points here in a Red Lions uniform. I don't think he'll get that today, but something to look out for the rest of the season. Maybe really could spark the Red Lions season, hopefully just not today.
Yeah, I mean, just they need something coming for them just because I think this Lynx team, they're too talented on the defensive end for them. They're going to have to really knock down some shots if they want to stay in this one.
Again, we'll see what the Lynx want to do here. They're already underway as Julian Powell wins the tip over Thompson, and the Lynx are going to have the first possession here to start the first half. And again, Lynx in the road black, but didn't travel very far here in this one, just about 5 minutes by van. As Tyler has it at the top of the key, goes to the right wing now for Powell. He's trying to drive in, turn around, spin move. The double team was there, but off the back of the iron and out. And this is a place that's going to get crazy and going to get loud. Student section right across from us, but in their defense, a lot of Lynx fans here tonight too.
Yeah, I mean, there's no excuse not to come out and watch this game. It should be a fun one, and it should be a good one pretty much start to finish.
As Thompson underneath finishes through Powell, and it's 2-0 Red Lions. And just by the crowd and the intensity here, I think everybody knows that this is a big rivalry here. And the Lady Lynx did not win it against the Ladies Red Lions over in the Jack Dean Arena. The Lynx trying to take advantage here.
Yeah, they need to even up the series here. Trayvon Tyler going to take a deep three.
And he buries that one right there. And as you mentioned right there, it was a wow moment almost from back at the college as he knocks it down as it's 3-2 in favor of the Lynx as Johnson comes up with the steal right there. Ball's loose on the floor. He picks it up, heads it now to Pound to the corner for Latham. He takes the three and he knocks it down. So a good start here for the Lynx as they got back-to-back threes to go on back-to-back possessions.
That all started there with that L.J. Johnson steal, getting out on the floor. He wants this game worse than anyone. And he's coming and playing with a sprained ankle. So, he's really wants this game. You could tell this game is just going to be intense.
Lawhorn drives baseline, then goes to the corner there for Hopkins, but he was not there as he throws it away, and it's a turnover here by the Red Lions. So the Lynx, we already know they love to start fast. I think they're going to need this type of start here today, especially with the crowd the way it is.
Yeah, they definitely need to. They need to step on the gas pedal soon because this crowd can get them back in the game whenever they want to.
Crumble bringing up the floor here for the Lynx. No headband for Montez Crumble. Only a few times we've seen that. Again, did not have a very good game. Last game in the win at Olivet. Only played just 4 minutes as a starter as Latham Jr. has at the top of the key, drives in, dishes to Powell, and he'll lay it up and in for the easy two. But again, you got to like how Powell being conservative there, taking the 2 points instead of trying to slam it home.
Yeah, you can tell the ball was kind of tipped away from him, but nice pass there from Darnell Latham Jr. to set him up.
As Thompson takes the jumper, no good. Rebounded by Montez Crumble. Here come the Lynx in transition. A no-look pass to Latham Jr. in the corner for three. Instead, he will not take it as Latham Jr. now just sizing up his man. This time he'll take the three. No, off the back of the iron and out as the rebound is pulled down by Brody Hopkins. Here come the Red Lions back the other way. 8-2 lead now for the Lynx here in the first 2.5 minutes of this ball game. Parks over now to Lawhorn. He's trying to drive in on Latham Jr. He lays it up and in on the right side after bouncing his way in there. Lynx trying to come back rather quickly. 8-4 lead now. Johnson from downtown. No. Gets his own miss, though. Goes right back up with it. Still can't hit, but we have a late whistle as L.J. Johnson was fouled on the play. I thought he actually kind of got away with a little bit of a travel there.
Yeah, I think it was close either way, but I think that was the right call. Even, like you said, it was pretty late. He was already had the shot up. I think we're going to get a timeout here, early here, to try to ice the free throw shooter.
And Coach Isles wants to take a timeout right here in this one. Again, his son, Garrett Isles, one of the starters for this Red Lions team here in this one. But, Adam, let's go back to that Olivet Nazarene game just real quick. I mean, really what started in the second half there for the Lynx is they went on a 19-6 run to start that second half, and I feel like they just didn't look back from there once they got all the momentum.
No, they didn't look back, and that was exactly what they wanted to do going out of halftime. I think they were down, 2 points going into half or something like that, because no calls were really going our way. Yeah, 1 point, like you said, so nothing was going our way, but we were still only down 1 point. So kind of the message at halftime was, we're kind of getting hosed on some calls, but we're right there. I mean, we're right here. We're playing good. So all you got to do is just don't let it bother you, and we'll be right back in the second half, and we're going to win the game.
And L.J. Johnson at the line here for 2 opportunities. As the first one off the front of the rim and down as he could not get that one to go. Johnson, though, did go 2 for 3 from the line in 36 minutes to go along with those 22 points in the win at Olivet. Again, this is probably one of the better shooters on this squad.
Yeah, he's definitely, I think, the best pure scorer. I don't consider Trayvon a pure scorer. I think he's more of a point guard. He's going to do anything. Although Johnson misses a second free throw, but he's going to be the guy you dump the ball into. He's going to ISO. He's going to get a lot of points off that kind of basketball.
The Red Lions trying to capitalize right here. Isles now swinging around to the right side for Thompson as he goes back the key now in. Lawhorn bounce passes one to Isles. Isles guarded by Trayvon Tyler, not going to do much here in this one. Parks now trying to drive in, but has it stolen away by Montez Crumble. Here they come the Lynx on the fast break. Crumble about lost it as well, but he'll set up the offense here with 25 on the shot clock. Goes to Latham Jr. on the left wing to Tyler in the corner. Tyler still kind of walking around on the wing, 18 seconds on the shot clock, trying to set up Powell underneath. Here he comes for a screen. He goes to the right side of it, goes to the right side corner for Latham Jr. A no-look pass to Crumbles. He drives in, puts up a floater from the free throw line. No, off the rim and out as it was pulled down there by Lawhorn. Here come the Red Lions now back the other way. 8-4 lead here for the Lynx early. 16 and a half minutes left to play in this first half. Parks with it on the left wing. He's double teamed. That ball was tipped, but it does find Lawhorn, however, as he has it at the top of the key. Hands it off now here to Hopkins. Hopkins bounce passes one. Now to Thompson. Thompson hands it to Isles. Isles at the top of the key picks up his dribble. Trying to go to the baseline there for Hopkins, who takes the mid-range jumper. No good as Julian Powell pulls it right down off the rim. And here come the Lynx back the other way in transition. Johnson now trying to bounce his way into the lane, and this time he's going to be called for the traveling violation. Might have been a little bit of a push there by Parks, but again, the official saw the feet shuffle.
Yeah, there might have been a little foul there, but I think it was the right call. He kind of got pushed, like you said, but it just wasn't enough contact to call the foul, so he just got away with the turnover right there. He just got to shake it off.
Isles now on Parks as that one's poked away. Saved from going out of bounds by Johnson in the hands of Crumble. They have a 2-on-2 fast break. Crumble with the ball at the point. Trying to drive in left side lane. Goes to Powell, who drives baseline. And I believe that they called a offensive foul on Powell. And we saw that a few games ago. And I believe it was the big man for ONU, Gross, who said, hey, I'm just bigger than he is.
Yeah, that's really all it is just his size intimidates people down low, and just the way he moves and the way he's really explosive. That's just it's pretty much just asking for a charge call every time he gets the ball.
And they give it to Thompson down low. He bounce passes one to Parks, who takes the three from the left side corner, and he knocks it down as here come the Red Lions back within one. 8-7 here. 15 left to play in this one, at least this first half. Again, a lot of attendance here today. Again, both presidents are in attendance along with the athletic director. Again, a few students as well here that made the trip about 5 minutes away. Tyler has it on the top of the key, drives in right side lane, puts up a shot. There was 3 Red Lions there, no foul. Tyler still giving the official an earful, as maybe it was Lawhorn who got a piece of that one. Thompson now goes to Parks, who drives baseline. Up and under move there on Powell, but Powell says no as it's into the hands of L.J. Johnson, and the Lynx going back the other way.
Yeah, Powell just going straight up like that. You know, he's a much smaller guy on offense. He's going to win that battle a lot of times just if he puts his arms up.
Crumble now with it on the right wing. He sees a lane, drives up, tries to, I think it was a floater who couldn't get it to go, but Powell is there, and he's got a little one-handed slam, and hopefully maybe not the best of the slam we've seen from Powell, but hopefully that enough to get him going. But the Red Lions trying to go quickly here, count the basket and the foul, as Zach Thompson goes all the way down the floor because the Lynx did not get back on defense, and he puts it in and count the basket in for one more coming from the free throw line.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of contact there, but once again, the size of Powell is going to overwhelm the official. So I think that's really what put it in there. That's his second foul already. So J.J. Turner's going to come in for him. But, nothing to worry about. Only 2 fouls. Just sit him down for a little bit. He'll be fine coming back in about 10 minutes or so. He could probably put him back in.
And J.J. Turner also had some foul trouble in the win against Olivet Nazarene, but usually he's a pretty solid 6-man here coming off the bench for Coach Lepp.
Yeah, definitely a solid guy to come in, but I think he probably fits in this game a little more because LCU doesn't really have that much size. So just having JJ down there, more versatile defender, he can switch off on guards like anything.
10-10 our score here. 14 minutes left to play in the first half. Tyler brings it up the floor. He's at the top of the key. Goes to the right wing here for Latham Jr. As Jr. has a lane to drive baseline. Instead, he goes more back to the top of the key looking for someone who picks up his dribble now to Johnson on the right wing. He sees a lane. He's going to take it as he goes right to the rack. Just too strong off the glass. And it's pulled down by the Red Lions and Hopkins. Again, this is a Red Lions team. Again, we talked about it earlier. This is a team that knows how to score if you give them the open shot. And like we saw earlier with, again, Thompson just running down the floor, getting back, and they're going to take all the easy twos they can. Thompson this time from downtown. No, off the back of the rim, wrong rebound into the hands of Tyler. As here come the Lynx on a fast break opportunity. Tyler with a good move there and lays it up and in on the left side.
That leaves the fans for LCU a little speechless like that. That was a nice move there from Trayvon Just no one is going to stop them on that.
As Micah Davis, nobody home. He was just standing in the corner all alone. And we talked about that. Have to get a hand in the face as Tyler trying to go quickly, trying to drive in. I believe that was poked away by Isles out to Crumble. Crumble from downtown. No, he could not hit as here come the Red Lions up by 1, 13-12. It is now Lawhorn. Lawhorn trying to get it down low to Thompson. Thompson's just going to turn around, take the baseline jumper, and got it to go as J.J. Turner not on him as he probably should have been.
Yeah, just you can't give him that much breathing room. I mean, I know it's a mid-range jump shooter. He might not have that shot in his arsenal, but it's a high, consistent shot.
Tyler from basically the college cannot hit this three this time as it is no good. 15-12. Here come Davis and the Red Lions back the other way for three. No, that one's tipped out of bounds. Last touched off of Hopkins, and it will go to the Lynx. And the fans certainly didn't like that call, but I believe that was the right call.
Yeah, I think it was too. I mean, you saw Brody Hopkins just going to fly in there to try to get that rebound, and you had Crumble just kind of go up there just uncontested. But I think, him coming in screaming in from the sideline, that's probably going to be off on him pretty much all day.
And we'll see here again, still some of the Lynx fans piling in here. A little late, but hey, better late than never, I always say, as Johnson, or Junior, has it in the right side corner. He drives baseline, can't get it to go. That ball's tipped out of bounds. I believe it was last touched by LCU. The official agrees, and the Lynx will have it with a fresh 30 underneath their own basket. Again, Junior will set the inbound again. See a lot of Lady Lynx here, and this was some softball players. Again, we talked about the security guard that works the basketball games. He's here as well, as Tyler thought about driving baseline, instead backs it up to the right side corner to the top of the key, and L.A. Bogan, who just checked in, trying to bounce past one down low for Turner. It was tipped out of bounds. Off of Turner, says the official. Again, Turner did not agree, but awfully too close to call.
Yeah, it was a little close there, but I didn't have the best angle of it. So, yeah, we don't know for sure, but, they're going to say it's off of Turner, so they're not going to argue with it.
And the Red Lions trying to capitalize here. They lead by 3, 15-12. Freeman also checked in the ball game here for Montez Crumble as Lawhorn out to Isles. Isles from downtown off the catch and shoot. And he knocks down the three right there, 18-12. And again, Adam, we talked about this a little bit. You give them the open three, they're going to knock it down. And this is how this Red Lions team is going to stay in the ball game, by shooting the three ball.
Yeah, especially Isles. I mean, he's got that pretty left-handed stroke there. I mean, you could see it as soon as it came off his hand, that was going to swish. So good play there from LCU.
Tyler drives into the lane, a little out of control, but gets bailed out with the foul right there, so he's going to go to the line for 2 opportunities here in this one. Now, Tyler getting better with his free throw opportunities, was 3 for 3 in the Olivet game there, but 1 for 2 in the other game the other day, and that was a big free throw.
Yeah, it was a big free throw, and he didn't hit it, but, you got to just lose that right now. I mean, you got another game to worry about, pretty much the rest of the season to worry about at this point, so you can't just be looking back in time, so you got to look forward.
And Tyler knocked down the first one, and the second one in as well. Here's 2 for 2 from the line goes Trayvon Tyler, and the Lynx back within 4. 18-14 now, 11.5 to play here at LCU. They have the basketball and the lead. Now Hopkins over to Thompson from the wing, and he knocks down the three yet again. You can see this easy pick and roll action, giving them just enough space to create a shot as Freeman quickly backed down the floor, but then kicks it out to Tyler, and they want to set up this offense because not only is the bench getting into it, but the crowd is too. Latham Jr. trying to quiet the crowd with the three from the corner. He could not, as LCU kind of on a roll here.
Yeah, they're definitely on a roll. I mean, they're not going into the post. They're only shooting threes. Do we need to hug them on the outside?
As Thompson this time goes inside, turnaround left-handed hook was no good. Turner with some good defense there as Latham Jr. pulls down the board. 21-14, he goes to the top of the key now for Freeman. He goes to the left side, he drives into the lane, puts it up off the glass, and got it to go as it's 21-16 now in favor of the Red Lions. But Coach Lepp going to call a 30-second timeout here, maybe just to quiet this crowd a little bit in this one, because it seems like every shot the Red Lions make or get a stop on the defensive end, this crowd comes to life.
Yeah, I mean, that's the advantage of playing at home like this. I wish our crowd could be a little more like this, but you got to take what you can get. But we got to fight the crowd. We got to fight them. I mean, you just got to fight through it and just try to come out on top.
And we'll have to see again. We've said it all the time. A lot of Lynx fans in attendance here today. But again, this student section by the Red Lions just outmatching any Lynx fans here in this one. And like you said, I would love to see this happen in the Jack D. Nutt Arena. This would be I mean, you can see it right now. It's an advantage for LCU right now. Hopefully it's not later in the game, but again, you always see, not even just here, but I know you're a big Duke fan. I know Cameron Indoor Stadium's a pretty crazy place to play as well.
Yeah, I mean, looking at LCU's fan section, the student section, just listening to them, you'd think that there's about 30, 50 kids, but there's only about 10 of them yelling over there. So I mean, that just proves how good of fans they are. They're yelling pretty loud.
Thompson from the wing yet again. He thought he was going to make that one no good. I love how Tyler is down there to pull the board down, and you're right. There's only about 2 rows of him as he runs the floor with Turner. He finds him, and Turner, even through contact, somehow finishes. No blocking foul nor charge call on Thompson, but Turner's still able to finish.
Yeah, I guess he didn't make direct contact with him or anything, but I thought there should have been at least a blocking foul or a charge call, like you said. I mean, either way, it could have been called either way.
And the Red Lions trying to answer. Isles now with Lawhorn. He drives baseline, goes up and under move, but Turner's there for the denial. Gets his own miss. Put back, no. Gets it one more time. Reverse layup. Still can't get it to go. As Turner's got 3 rebounds right there. As Coach Isles wanted to foul, he could not. As Latham Jr. from the corner takes the 3, but he said his foot was on the out-of-bounds line. Again, close call there, but could not see. However, though, he does not like it.
Yeah, does not like the call. I couldn't see it either, but Trinard Bynum checks in for the first time. Pretty much first time in a while. I think maybe first time in a month that we've seen him on the floor. Good to see him back up here. I mean, very good ball handler, very good defender. See what he can bring to this ball game.
And love to see what Bynum can do. Lawhorn now has it over to Davis. Davis at the top of the key for Thompson, swinging around the perimeter. Now here for Hartman, who thought about driving baseline, instead kicks it back over to Thompson. Now to Lawhorn, to the wing, over to the corner now, and Davis, who's left wide open for 3. No, tipped back by Thompson, still couldn't get that one to go. Rebounded by Turner. Outlet now to Tyler. Tyler has a fast break. Instead, he's going to back it out as he's on Hartman. Goes to the top of the key for Freeman. Freeman's got Davis on him. He's driving in right side lane, kicks it out to the corner for Bynum. Bynum thought about the 3 instead. Back to Tyler with 15 on the shot clock. Gets a screen from Turner at the top of the key, goes to the left side of it, takes a step back 3 from the left wing. No good. Freeman was there for the offensive rebound. He picks it up. It's a fresh 30 for the Lynx. He's just got to find someone. Does find Turner, takes a little mid-range jumper, and he gets that to go. And I think it would have counted either way because Tyler was going to be there for the tip back.
Yeah, I think it, like you said, it would have counted either way, but good offensive rebound there from Freeman. I mean, one of the smallest guys on the floor. He's going to hustle, just try to get the rebound any way he can, get an extra possession.
Isles swinging around to Lawhorn. Now to Davis on the left corner. Trying to give it back to Lawhorn, but stolen away by Bogan. And then a frustration foul going on Davis as Bogan was fouled about 75% down the floor as it's 21-20 now in favor of the Red Lions still. But here come the Lynx, and it seems like quieting this crowd a little bit, starting to get some momentum back on our side.
Yeah, it just... That foul right there was just really to stop the fast break. It was a good play there from Bogan and Tyler to poke the ball loose, but I think it was an even smarter play there on LCU part.
And that was Davis's first, team's second in the half. Lynx have 3 team fouls as Bogan gives it down low to Turner. Turner working on Thompson, turnaround fader, and he gets that one to go. And we've seen J.J. Turner step up his game a little bit, not just a rebounder anymore. He can score the basketball.
Yeah, a great defender. I mean, he's got really good footwork and nice touch down there on the block. So just look to see him get a couple more touches here in this ball game.
As Hopkins knocks down the 3 from the corner right there to answer right back. As it's a 2-point lead here for the Red Lions. 24-22, the Lynx gonna have to answer as well. Turner with it at the top of the key, looking left for Tyler as he tries to bounce pass one to the corner, but Tyler and Turner not on the same page as he bounces it out of bounds. And here comes Caleb Walters into the ball game for the first time as he checks in for Thompson. Now, before we get to anybody else, I have to say Caleb Walters, a long-lost friend of mine, and went to school with him for a while. His mom was my 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Walters. She's actually in attendance here today, so I got to say hi to Mrs. Walters here in this one. And he's also wanting to be a radio person as well.
Yeah, look to see what he can do on the floor here. He's pretty much their only size on the floor right now, so him and JJ will probably be matched up together.
And he stands at 6'7" here. Does go out of Pleasant Plains as Lawhorn drives baseline and puts it through as it's 26-22 off the made bucket right there. As Coach Lepp already going to his bench. Montez Crumble is heading to the scores table. Lynx need a bucket here, down by 4. 7 minutes left to play in the first half. Turner and Tyler now with it. He's on the left wing. He's guarded by Lawhorn. He wants a screen from Turner. He gets one, goes to the right side of it, drives into the lane, puts one up off the glass, and gets it to go right there. So Trayvon Tyler doing what he can. It's now back to a 2-point game. Here come the Red Lions up rather quickly. Hopkins trying to quickly bring it up the floor, but Freeman was right there. Lawhorn now with it near the top of the key. He goes to the left corner here for Hartman. Hartman's guarded by Tyler. Back to the top of the key and Walters. Walters looking right as he finds Hopkins. Hopkins thought about driving baseline instead. Goes around. Now drives into the lane. Tries to throw one to the corner to Hartman. He does. Hartman somehow gets it. He's guarded by Bogan. Takes a step back. 3 and knocks it down. Good defense though by Bogan. Just a better shot by Hartman.
It just seems like everything's going in for him right now. Freeman goes down, gets the bucket. Luck wanted a foul right there. I would have liked to see a foul there too. But nope, they said not enough contact there to prevent a foul. So, I mean, Lynx are just staying in the ball game like a 3-point game, but Freeman going to get called for a ticky-tack foul. Shouldn't do that. Really, it's a no-no.
It is a no-no right there. Again, he's actually going to stay in the ball game. Montez Crumble comes in for Trenard Bindum here, along with Trayvon Tyler as well. L.J. Johnson checked back in. I think there was almost 6 men on the floor there for a second, but luckily Trayvon knew what he was doing. Just goes to the bench. 29-26 lead here for the Red Lions. They have the basketball as well. Under 6 minutes to play now. Moving it around the perimeter. That one's almost poked away by Crumble as the ball's loose on the floor. Him and Hartman fighting for it. That ball's right on the edge. You got to be careful about the sideline or the out-of-bounds line. It ends up in the hands of LCU as Longhorn has to just throw one up from downtown as the shot clock was expiring. Comes nowhere close, and the Lynx will have the ball back after a shot clock violation.
I'm not sure if it would have counted either way, if he would have made it or not. I think the shot clock did expire before he released the ball, but either way, Lynx ball.
29-26, 5:30 left to go in the first half. Lynx need a bucket as it's Bogan, Freeman, Turner, Crumble, and Johnson out on the floor. The only starter in there is Crumble as Turner has it on the left wing. He takes one step in, takes that mid-range jumper, no good. Rattles out as Longhorn throwing some elbows down there with a big rebound.
Yeah, doing exactly what he needs to do after he gets the rebound. Just clear it out, just create some space, give it to a guard.
Now Hartman with it. On the right wing, he's guarded by Bogan. Good backdoor pass there to find Davis, who ran baseline, and he lays it up and in. 31-26 lead now for the Red Lions as Johnson now has it in the left side corner. Look for him to square up his man Davis. He drives baseline, up and under move. Count the basket and the foul as Johnson lets the crowd know it's an and-one opportunity. He's going to go to the line for one more, and that's the type of handling that we're kind of needing to start seeing here and start quieting this crowd a little bit.
Yeah, just you need to get him some touches, just kind of clear out to see if he can get anything going for us, because we're kind of struggling on the offensive end right now. The defense, if we're not giving up the wide open threes, other than that, they're looking pretty good.
And like you said, they are wide open threes. Yeah. It almost looks like we're playing a zone at times, but we're actually playing man-to-man.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to go zone against this team, especially how good of shooters they are. But you got to just be up your man. You got to play them tight. You can't give them any breathing room. They can all shoot.
And L.J. Johnson does make the free throw, 31-29 now. Under 5 minutes left to play in the first half. LCU with the lead and the basketball. Hopkins now with it. He's guarded closely as Walters has the top of the key. He goes over to Isles. Isles in the corner on the left side. He picks up his dribble right near the top of the key. Bounce past the one. Back over to Hartman. 9 seconds now on the shot clock. He's standing there guarded closely by Crumble. Over to Thompson. To Hopkins on the left wing. Gonna have to throw one up. A little floater denied though in the hands of Turner. Somehow finds Freeman. Outlet now to Bogan. Bogan running the floor. He'll just lay it up and in. And we used to see Bogan, when he first came back from injury, not being able to run the floor like that. I'm glad he could put that one through.
Yeah, usually you could see him finish that with a dunk too. Just get the 2 points. Don't need to worry about it. Just tie the game up.
And here come the Red Lions trying to answer. We're tied at 31, as Adam just mentioned. As Isles from downtown is no good, but I believe we have a foul going against the Lynx here in this one. I believe before the shot. See who the foul is going to go on. And I believe it was supposed to go on. It's going to go on Johnson, so it's going to be his first, team's fourth. And it was before the shot, so it will be Red Lions basketball. You never know sometimes, because we saw a three-point play count with a foul away from the basketball at Olivet.
Yeah, it's a weird play, but I don't think, Isles was not the one that got fouled. I think it was more on like a screen. Bogan almost comes up with a steal right there.
They end up finding Isles in the corner, and he puts it through for a long three as it's back to a 3-point lead now for LCU. Be interesting to see how many threes they've made in this first half. They're going to need all of them just to keep pace with this Lynx team here today. 34-31, 3.5 to play. Johnson feeds Turner down low, turnaround baseline jumper, and he knocks it through. And that's really kind of Turner's shot if you give him the space.
Yeah, he's got a mismatch down there. You got to expose that. He's got good footwork. He's got good touch, like I said, and also the mid-range, like you saw right there.
And he is guarded by Caleb Walters. We'll see what happens. Hopkins goes to Walters at the top of the key, now over to Isles. Isles gets a screen from Walters, takes a three from the top of the key, trying once more. No, off the side of the rim and out as it's pulled down by Freeman. Trying to push the pace rather quickly here in this one. Again, Freeman out of Morgan Park finds Bogan in the corner for three, and he knocks it through right there. L.A. Bogan from downtown, and we knew he was a great shooter coming out of Maryville University. It's just injuries, not playing very well. Again, then having to sit a few times during the foul trouble. I'm glad he's getting his minutes right here in this one as Hartman drives baseline, and then once again Bogan right on cue hits it with his knee right out of bounds.
Like he's a punter out there. That was a nice little kick right there.
In the air, man.
Yeah, it was in the air too. I mean, that's talent right there.
It is. Again, I'm sure we'll have to get the scoop on that one in the class tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
He's no problem with talking about us with anything, as Lawhorn cannot finish through contact down low with Turner. Again, calling it both ways down low here today as Trumbull pulls it down. No look pass to Turner down low. He's guarded by Hopkins. Turn around right over his head and puts it through off the glass. 38-34 lead now for the Lynx, 2.5 to play. And here's where you want to see the defense lock up a little.
Yeah, you got to see them lock up. Don't give up any open shots. I mean, you can maybe get them a post touch inside just because they haven't really shown that part of their game yet.
And give and go from Hopkins to Lawhorn, denied though by Bogan, but then it was tipped out of bounds by, I thought it was off of Thompson as well. The official does agree, and they do say it's Lincoln basketball here in this one. Again, awfully close here. Student section doesn't agree, but again, Adam, what'd you see?
I don't know. I didn't really see if we touched it or if Thompson was the last guy to touch it. I couldn't really see it, but either way, I mean, we'll take the call.
And they give it back down low to Turner. Fakes right, goes left, and puts it up and in over Thompson. And this is what we're starting to see in the mismatch, like you said. Take advantage of it. And the Lynx, 3 straight possessions have gone down low to J.J. Turner.
Yeah, and he's cooking them down there. Like, it's not even hard for him to score down there.
As that one was tipped there from Isles. Now to Lawhorn, trying to bounce past one down low to Thompson, but Turner's there with a kick ball as well, so him and Bogan both getting a little piece of the action. Maybe they should go out for soccer in the spring.
I don't know. I mean, that's once again, I mean, I've never seen kicks on like back-to-back possessions like that. I mean, just and both kind of similar plays too.
And they do throw it into Lawhorn. 40-34 lead here for your Lincoln Lynx over LCU, the crosstown rivals. Minute 30 to go as Isles now trying to drive in on top of the key, guarded by Crumble. Right at the free throw line, picks up his dribble, finds Lawhorn on the baseline, and he puts it in through contact right here in this one as, again, he's pretty good at getting to the basket. It's just sometimes whether he can finish or not. We'll see if the Lynx can do it as well. Turner has it now on the left wing to the top of the key now for Johnson. 18 seconds on the shot clock as we're right at a minute to play. Johnson thought about trying to drive in, but Hartman is there. He didn't like the call either. He said he moved his feet, but I think it was the right call there by the official.
Yeah, there's too much body contact right there. I think you got to go back to J.J. Turner, though. You know, he's pretty much scoring down there at will. No one can stop him down there, so just you got to give him a touchdown in the post.
And L.J. Johnson was going to take it out of bounds to throw it in, but instead they're going to say, hey, Montez Crumble, I wonder if they're going to go to J.J. Turner right here, because normally Turner's the one that throws it in off the inbounds. They throw it to Johnson. Johnson sees the lane, drives in left, and puts it up. Even though through contact, he could not get that one to go, as he will go to the line for 2 opportunities. Pretty good so far. Missed a pair early in this one, but also made the N1 opportunity just a few moments ago.
Yeah, he should have his confidence back in this one just because he's the scorer on the floor right now. He's got to get it done for us.
40-36 lead, just under a minute to play left in this first half as L.J. Johnson saw the first one go through right there. He used a little every inch of the rim and the glass, but hey, it still counts.
It does still count. I'm surprised that went in. It did kind of, like you said, a toilet boiled around there and went off the backboard a couple times and
knocks down the second one as well.
He gets it done. He gets it done. Yeah.
He does get the job done. 42-36, 49 seconds left to play here in the opening half. at the crosstown rival in Lincoln, Illinois. Again, not very far. This Lynx team back to a little bit of a zone here in this one as we have a long three. I believe that was Hopkins who took it, but was fouled hard by L.J. Johnson and still standing there saying, like, hey, I don't know what I just did to foul him, but Hopkins going to go to the line for 3 opportunities.
Yeah, that's second foul there on L.J. Johnson. He's letting the official know. Fan section also. He likes to plead his case. I will give him that.
As the official as well trying to tell L.J. Johnson, hey, let's just play basketball here. Sometimes you see every now and then that's kind of what hurts the Lynx. It's almost like sometimes they just get too complaining.
Yeah, sometimes the attitude gets in there just because they think they can really, they think that they're always right. But sometimes, you just got to let that go and just keep playing basketball. You just got to shake it off.
I'd have to agree with you there. He does make the first 2, has one more coming. Trayvon Tyler comes in for L.J. Johnson. As the second one off the front of the rim and out as Turner pulls down the board. 42-38 lead here for the Lynx. 34 seconds left to play. Shot clock and game clock separated by about 9 seconds here in this one. As Bogan, Crumble, Tyler, Turner, and Freeman on the floor here for the last final 30 seconds as Freeman drives in and count the basket and the foul as Freeman drives into the left side lane and puts it up off the glass. And then after he makes it here in this one, he's rocking the baby there because he knows that was a little bit of the move Trayvon Tyler did a few games ago with the officials there in this one. At least they know.
Yeah, DeAndre Freeman, he's getting the basket whenever he wants. He's got a few finishes like that tonight. That was kind of the most spectacular one, I would say, the most acrobatic. Misses the free throw, though. Gets his own rebound, though.
I'll say good tip out there by Turner. The Lynx will have the final shot here in this one as Turner tipped it back to Freeman on this missed free throw. 44-38, 12 seconds left to play. Tyler right at midcourt. The Lynx will hold for the final shot in this one. Tyler at the top of the key takes a step back 3 from the parking lot, and you know it. He knocks it down. He says he's got ice in his vein as he goes back and shushes the crowd. But Hopkins from downtown, we saw one go in already by Tyler, could not hit that one as it's a big 9-point lead here for the Lynx. 47-38 lead as we go to halftime. Again, Trayvon Tyler shushing this crowd here in this one. You got to love everything that you've seen from this kid, but what a half here by the Lynx. Didn't start out there going their way at all. It seemed like the Red Lions found every open shot possible in this one, but they regrouped, they took the timeout, and since then they went on a roll.
Yeah, definitely. I think another thing I got to go back to that. I think these guys are really having fun out there. It's a great game to play. I don't think these guys are really going to be in our conference or anything, so we might not see them any other time. But, after Trayvon hits that miraculous shot like that, he goes over to the fan section, shushes the crowd, and they just kind of laugh at him, and he laughs back. They're just having a good time out there, which you got to love to see.
Again, we are at halftime, 9-point lead here for the Lynx as we're going to head to break. When we come back, more stats and analysis coming your way. That'll be in about 10 minutes or so don't go anywhere. Again, Lynx lead by 9, 47-38 here at halftime as you guys are listening to Lincoln College basketball right here on 89X.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio, take 1.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Adopting a new pet is a rewarding experience. And Shelter Pets makes super pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a shelter pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org. This message has been brought to you by the Humane Society of the United States, Maddie's Fund, and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents multiple choice parenting.
You've messed up your daughter's haircut. Do you A, get spiritual?
Mom, where's the mirror?
Beauty is within. Oh.
B, find the positives.
Less time blow drying, more time texting?
Or C, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have to.
Twinsies.
I kinda love it. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the 89X Lincoln College Basketball Halftime Show. I am Paige Fletcher. Today I have Zach Landers, the Director of Student Engagement, with me today to talk about student activities. Welcome. Why are student activities so important at Lincoln College?
Student activities or student engagement in general plays a huge part in student retention. Studies have shown that students that are involved or have a healthy level of involvement tend to do better academically. It curbs homesickness. It allows them to find a community on campus and you really make this place their home. If you think about it, students spend almost 10 months out of the year away at college, so it's very important for them to get involved and also just to keep them out of trouble.
What are some of the student organizations on campus that leave the most impact on students?
I think that it would be unfair to pick out just one student organization that leaves an impact. They all play their part in, providing a community for students interested in whatever that organization's mission is. We try to provide a variety of student organizations on campus. We also encourage students that may not find an organization that they're interested in to start their own organization, which all they need to do is find 5 like-minded members or interested students and a faculty staff advisor, and then they can start their own organization.
What are ways that students are informed about student activities at Lincoln College, Zach?
We try to use a variety of mediums to communicate what's going on campus. Once a month, I send out a student life calendar to both the students' emails and the faculty and staff. We post flyers around campus. Student organizations, as well as my office and the organizations I advise, use social media to communicate what's going on. So we try to use as much communication as possible and what's affordable for us.
So since you have been the student engagement director for many years, how do you believe student activities have impacted students since from the beginning to now?
Over the last 3 years, especially when Dr. Gerlach came to campus and we started this transition back to our roots as a 4-year university, nearly every facet of the campus had to change, including student engagement. So that, we, going from a 2-year to a 4-year institution, we no longer can do programs just for freshman or sophomore students. Now we have to consider programming for upper division students, the juniors and seniors. So just, we use a programming model. So we're using a variety or providing a variety of programs on campus, which, include, social activities and educational activities for students.
How do you think student activities can be improved in the future to leave more of an impact on students?
The number of activities and the type of activities we have on campus, 90% of the time solely depend on the students' interests and the students stepping up into a leadership role and planning, organizing, and implementing activities on campus. I can plan every and any event possible, but at the end of the day, if it's not coming from students for students, there tends to be, a lack of participation and interest on the students' part when, just a staff member is planning the activities. The students have to be involved and, be active in their own education and inside the classroom and outside the classroom.
Alrighty, stay tuned for the second half of today's game coming up next. This is Paige Fletcher. You're listening to Lincoln College Basketball on 89X.
Not on my watch, our military service members say, as they volunteer to serve. As they move out, stand firm, and take fire. So not on our watch, we say, to the severely ill or injured veterans who can't get the care they deserve to live full and independent lives, even when there's no government funding or a nursing home seems like the only option. We won't leave one warrior behind. Not on our watch. Join us at findwwp.org.
Tweens have mastered the art of tuning out. Jen, there's a spider in the car. We're turning your room into a home gym. See? Nothing. But some messages need to get through, like making sure they're buckled up the whole ride, every time. Do whatever it takes to make your child listen. Jen, I friended your boyfriend.
Wait, what?
Buckle up, sweetie.
Never give up until they buckle up. Learn more at safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's so loving. She's so comforting. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Toast, Instagram star and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Start yours today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I found a toy dinosaur over on the playground by Smith Street. It had this phone number on it, and, well, I just wanted to make sure the dinosaur made it back to its little owner.
When I found the little sippy cup, I just had to give you a call. It's for a kid, you know?
I know my son gets super attached to the smallest things, even a fire truck, and I'd be happy to drop it off.
We'd do anything for kids, yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
There are many sounds in your daily life. Ones that make you smile. Ones that help you relax. And there are some sounds that can help save lives. Wireless emergency alerts, now on many mobile devices, use a unique sound and vibration to bring you critical information about emergencies in your area. With updates from local sources you know and trust, you can be in the know wherever you are. Learn more at ready.gov/alerts. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
I'm a little teapot, short and stout.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
No, Dad, like this. When I get all steamed up, then I shout, tip me over and pour me out.
This is WWE superstar Roman Reigns. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Jill, why didn't you tell the class what you did this weekend?
Well, my dad and I went in search of some magical minnows and found a zillion of them in the stream from our lookout rock. Then my sister and I escaped from an evil slug king and went back to my super twig fort for safety. Then we told stories till it got dark, and the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Wow. Where were you, Jill?
We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
We're back here at LCU Lincoln Christian University, where we have the crosstown rivalry going on here in this one. Actually, it's renewed here in this one as, again, the Lynx trying to even up the series here as the Lady Lynx fell to Lincoln Christian back in the Jack D. Nutt Arena a couple weeks ago. The Lynx, your Lynx on top right now, 47-38 here at halftime. Adam, it was a pretty solid first half, not only by Trayvon, but again, it seems like everybody else kind of had a little step in the mix, and even some bench points coming off the bench is really key here in this first half.
Yeah, it definitely was. I mean, along with Trayvon, had 12 points. J.J. Turner also had 12 points, throw in 5 rebounds and 2 blocks, so he's doing it on both ends of the floor. I think the shocking stat of the first half, DeAndre Freeman, 6 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. He's just doing it all out there. Just doing it all. He's making the most of his minutes. He did play about 12 minutes in that first half, so good to see him get that many minutes.
It is good to see him get some of those type of minutes, and again, this crowd still on the back of Trayvon Tyler here. Maybe it was because he shushed him at the end of the first half after the 3 right there, but again, it was a pretty solid 3. He was counting down the shot clock, then took the little step back to his left, or took a step to his left, then took the step back, basically from the parking lot where we saw him make that first 3 of the half, and really kind of got things going for him here. What do you see out of this team in the second half?
I think they got to come out with similar intensity. I think the crowd is really going to bring LCU back into this ball game a little bit. I think these guys came in just maybe a little too cocky in the first half. They thought it was going to be a blowout, but, LCU, they're legit, and they can really shoot the ball well. I mean, they shot 58% from the three-point line in the first half, 7 for 12. So that number right there should just open the eyes of everybody. They hit 7 threes in the first half. I mean, both teams doing a pretty good job of keeping the ball in their own hands. We have 5 turnovers. LCU has 6. And LCU also has 10 assists, so they're doing pretty good passing the ball around the perimeter. And we also have 8 assists. So both teams they're playing really good. I think this is one of the best games that we've seen this year. It's just back and forth, back and forth.
And it'll be interesting to see in this second half. Again, this was a fan base that did not stay quiet even when their team started to fall behind a little bit. It seemed like every little thing, they found the reason to get back into this ball game. So it should be interesting to see here within the next minute or so. 47-38 lead here for the Lynx over LCU, the crosstown rivals. Before we go any further with this one, though, again, the Lady Lynx are in action as well tonight. They were on the road, though, all the way down to St. Mary of the Woods College, where that was their 100-point game a long time ago, back in November, taking them on again. And as of right now, there are about 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Your Lady Lynx winning 91-72. So they're looking as well to they won the other night, looking to stay hot and improve on that one to 9-11 on their young season. So again, they're winning as well. Again, we'll let you know when that game goes final, but it looks like it's pretty much over there for Coach Polite's squad. Another big win for them.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, just 2 big wins in a row right there. That's exactly what that Lady Lynx team needed. They started off the year a little slow, but I think the addition of everyone back in the lineup and everyone back healthy is really just helping them for the better. And Erin Young's finally starting to hit her stride here. She had, I think, 31 the other night, so it's good to see how many she finishes with tonight.
It should be interesting. Again, Imani Smith also had a pretty solid game coming off the bench there for Coach Polite as well. But again, back to this men's team here in this one. 47-38 lead here for the Lynx to start this second half. And again, this is a very loud place to play. Again, also made Sports Center a couple years ago when they had the silent night game here, where they stay absolutely quiet until the 10th point is scored by either for LCU, and then they just erupt in this one, as that one by Thompson tipped into the hands of Latham Jr. Outlet now to Powell. Powell trying to run the floor and trying to throw it up. Blocked, though, by Lawhorn. Strip. Julian Powell wanted a foul, but Crumble there to clean up the glass.
That was definitely a foul. I'm not sure why it wasn't called. He definitely got all arm. But either way, we come away with 2 points.
And the LCU back the other way for their second possession here in this one. Thompson now with it as he's guarded very closely there by Tyler. Now we're going to have a ticky-tack foul going against Trayvon Tyler as he is guarding Parks. And he tried to drive in on that one. That's Tyler's first, though. Team's first as well in the half.
Yeah, you've got to be careful. I mean, only first foul, but you don't want to get this game too foul happy.
And Tyler was too busy talking to the officials there. That almost cost him as Parks took the 3. And somehow the long rebound ends up in the hands of Crumble. About 3 players on the floor. Crumble now with it. Had Tyler open in the left corner for 3. Instead, now Johnson's calling for it. He's going to take one from way downtown. No good, as I believe that one was supposed to be at a dagger there for the crowd, but he couldn't get it to fall.
Yeah, not a bad shot, but, you got to be a little better on the offensive end. Got to get a better shot.
As Thompson now goes up with it, he cannot hit. Johnson kind of corralled that one just a little bit as Powell pulls down the board. Johnson now to Latham Jr. in the left side corner for 3, and that laser point shot right there on point as he knocks it down, and it's 52-38 lead here for the Lynx.
There's a good pass there from L.J. Johnson. Notice that the defense is coming in on him, leaving Jr. open in the corner.
And Parks bounce passes one over to Isles. Now to Hopkins in the left side corner to the top of the key in Isles. He's guarded by Junior as he switched around now on Crumble. Back to the top of the key in Lawhorn. He couldn't corral it, but he'll wind it down. 5 or 9 seconds on the shot clock as now they're going to get bailed out with a foul going on LJ Johnson. He had 2 in the first half. Picks up his 3rd right here in the first couple minutes. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Lev does.
Yeah, I think you got to sit him for a little bit. DeAndre Freeman's going to come into the game. I'm pretty sure he's going to get him. Like I said, LJ Johnson picks up a 3rd foul. So, just to be cautious, we need him late game if we need him. Like, if it's needed, we need him in the late game situation.
And he's trying to tell Coach Lev knew that he kind of had a rough one put on him right there. 52-38 lead here for the Lynx as Thompson trying to cut into it with a 3. No. Tyler with the offensive rebound, but goes right into the hands of Hopkins. It looked like a double dribble, but instead they let that one go. They might have said it was tipped there by Tyler. Now it goes over to Davis in the right side corner. Down low to Isles. To Thompson. Has it poked away by Tyler. Ball's loose on the floor. It's tipped out of bounds off of Thompson, and it'll go into the hands of the Lynx. But again, kind of interesting. Careless with the basketball down low. 90 feet away from the basketball.
Yeah, we got to be a little more careful with the basketball just because this team can shoot their way back into the ball game along with the crowd too, so cannot make any mistakes here.
Crumble now with it on the left wing, goes to the top of the key here for Latham. Latham now on the right wing for Tyler. Tyler guarded very closely by Lawhorn, and he saw it all the way as Tyler trying to drive into the rack, and he draws contact. And again, Tyler and Lawhorn both kind of chirping at each other, and it seems like right now Tyler not getting the benefit of the doubt here from the officials.
Yeah, they're not really liking the way he plays, but not a lot of people do. I think his game is kind of faltered just because he talks so much, but it helps get him going. So you just got to be careful if you're Trayvon, not to pick up any silly technical fouls.
They throw the lob pass into Tyler in the backcourt there. Now to Latham Jr. in the corner for 3. This time, no. Freeman almost pulled that one down. Instead, Davis corrals it. Here come the Red Lions as he's going to run the point. 52-38, 17.5 to go here in Lincoln. Davis picks up his dribble at the top of the key, goes left in Thompson. Thompson back to the right wing for Davis. He's going to take the 3 as he had Powell on him. And if you give him just enough space, he's going to knock it down like he did right there.
It's a great play there from LCU. Just noticing the Powell sagging off of him right there. So Davis is going to take that 3 every day.
Latham Jr. to the wing here for Freeman. To the top of the key now in Tyler. Tyler, he's thinking about the 3 right here. He's sizing his man up. Hopkins, he bounce passes one down low to Powell. Powell working on Thompson, just short as it's off the front of the rim and out. And you can see LJ Johnson coaching from the bench. Hey, just get that a little higher, and that goes in every time.
Yeah, a little more arc, and that goes in every time, like you said. So, I don't think he was really expecting the pass either. So, just got to get better position down there.
And Isles over to the left wing for Hopkins. He could not hit as he tried to run down his rebound as soon as he took the shot. Freeman, though, with it to Powell. No-look pass, and he's fouled hard there on Lawhorn. And, again, this time Tyler not on him. It'll be interesting to see because he's already got 2. We'll see. I believe that's his 3rd, and it is. So team's 2nd as well in the half. It'll be interesting to see what, again, Coach Isles wants to do here with now Lawhorn.
Yeah, I think the smart thing to do is sit him down for a little bit because you don't want him picking up a 4th foul. Powell knocks down the first one. Once again, hits every part of the rim in the backboard and finds its way into the basket.
And Powell's second one in as well. And I love Powell shooting free throws because it is the most unorthodox shooting that I've ever seen from the free throw line. It's kind of like an odd spin coming off the basketball.
It's a side spin. Kind of reminds me of like Joakim Noah used to shoot the free throws back in his Chicago days, but it goes in.
It does go in, and he's actually on the lower defender, Isles, right now, as now they switch back as Davis picks up his dribble on the left wing. Here comes Crumble. 8 seconds now on the shot clock. Isles now with it at the top of the key. They switch off. He's now got Powell. He's trying to drive in. No-look pass down low to Thompson as it's batted away by Crumble. He saves it from going out of bounds, and it would have been a shot clock violation either way. Crumble trying to run the floor. He going coast to coast. Little floater. Cannot get that one to go as Thompson quickly back on defense corrals the rebound.
I think he got to lob that one up to Julian. I think it was open there, and that would have really set a statement really to the crowd.
Definitely would have made them a little quieter as Isles trying to hit from downtown. No, big rebound into the hands of Freeman, and here come the Lynx trying to push the pace. Now to Latham Jr. in the corner, almost lost it out of bounds. He's guarded by Lawhorn, trying to drive baseline, sizes up his man, takes the mid-range jumper, no good, as that one almost tipped out of bounds by LCU, and they do save it into the hands of Davis.
Yeah, we got to get a better shot. I think, we're playing the best of our abilities right now. We're not getting the smart shot. We're kind of taking too many contested shots.
I like how Coach Lepp, they're switching on everything here in this one. As Lawhorn drives baseline, takes a turnaround, step back, jumper, and got that one to go. As now Coach Isles, he's going to take a quick timeout here as well, as all of a sudden this game's back to where we started. 54-43 now. Just literally under, just a second under 15 minutes left to play in this one. But Adam, through the first 5 minutes of this second half, what did you see out of this Lynx coming out of halftime?
I think we're forcing a little too much. I think, we're not getting the smartest shot that we possibly can. We're not making the extra pass. We're kind of just trying to go ISO, which, to me, that's not the way that is most successful when you're playing basketball. I think you need to get a little more ball movement in there too, but I think you got to draw up something on the defensive end, kind of throw them off a little bit. Hopefully they don't make some shots, and then on the other end, we need some more ball movement. Try to get the ball inside to Julian, because I think he's got a mismatch down there.
And interesting to see when J.J. Turner will check back in as well. You talked about the mismatch with Powell. I think they're starting to exploit that here a little more in the second half. And you would think in these next 15 minutes, you want to kind of see them go back more to Powell down there, because, Thompson, yes, he's big and physical, but he wants to stay on the outside on the perimeter and kind of lob up those threes.
Yeah, they definitely want the three-point shots. So I think, like you said, when JJ comes back in the ball game, if they play him with Julian, I'm not sure if they're going to leave both of the bigs in there at once. But I think Turner can definitely, he can guard a guard position. He can switch anything. So, if you leave him in, you got to go to him.
Well, another question, you talked about the switching here. Coach Lepp and his team, they're switching on every ball screen, anything, to where Powell sometimes is taking the point guard at times, and they're leaving it alone. Do you like that, or do you think they should just play straight up man-to-man?
It can work. It really can, but you'd like to see Julian Powell not guard a point guard out there just because he's not as quick as them. But I think it's working for us so far.
Tyler from way downtown hits it through, as again he's right there in front of that student section, and this time he knew better, as Tyler now with it goes quickly. They get it to Lawhorn, drives baseline, cannot get it to go. Tyler tips it in the hands of Powell. Outlet now to Freeman. No look past to Powell, and he'll slam it home, as Julian Powell gave a little emphasis that time on that monster slam.
That was a nice little play there from Freeman to just set up Powell, like you said, for the monster slam. Probably our first slam sandwich of the ball game.
And I love the slam sandwich idea that you had to take right there, as Isles drives in, puts one up behind the back pass, one of the foul, didn't get it. Freeman pulls down the board, outlet now to Crumble. Crumble, no look to the corner now for Latham Jr. from downtown. No, off the rim and hits the top of the backboard, almost came back down, but it's pulled down by, again, LCU, and you can see they're trying to slow the pace down, because the Lynx, they know if they get in a run and gun type of situation, this game's already over.
Yeah, if they get into a running situation, that's definitely going our way. Freeman's trying to draw a charge down there. Nothing was called. I'm not sure if there was enough contact there. I think Freeman definitely tried to sell it just because Lawhorn's such a bigger guy than him, so he just tried to sell it down there. But, better offensive play there from Lawhorn, just going straight up.
Tyler now trying to answer on the other side. He's right there in front of that student section again. He pulls up from downtown. This time he cannot hit, as the crowd will let him know this go around, as it's pulled down by LCU. Hopkins on the right wing, back to Lawhorn. To the top of the key, and Thompson swinging around the perimeter is Isles. Fakes it left, goes right, and then drops it in front of Trayvon Tyler. So it almost kind of like LCU knows maybe they can't get back in this game, but we can exploit Trayvon Tyler for kind of being too into the game.
Yeah, he's a little too focused on trying to silence the crowd. We just need to get some points. Just need to keep building the lead. They're starting to get behind their guys after that huge lead from Isles.
It's back to 11 as Crumble throws up a little floater, cannot get it to go. One of the foul didn't get one, a little slow getting up as well. He does stop the fast break though, however, 59-48. Now as Davis takes the three, no good from the corner, as it's pulled down there by Tyler. Now outlet now to Latham Jr. He drives into the lane, puts one up off the glass, cannot get it to go. One of the foul doesn't get it, as Hopkins pulls down the board, and him and Freeman are both battling hard.
Yeah, there's a lot of contact down there. Nothing's called, but it's a physical game. I think that's really how the officials are going to let this one go. It's going to be physical.
Isles denied, though, inside by Powell. Here they come back the other way. Tyler bounce pass to Latham Jr. running the floor, and he gets it to go as well. And now Coach Lepp is going to call a timeout right here, full timeout. And I know these officials are letting these guys play here at times, but there's been a few calls, not only just for us, but for LCU as well, that have been a little questionable here.
Yeah, I think, like you said, they're really letting it play out there, which, you got to like if you're a fan, just because you like the physical ball game. But, there's some calls that definitely need to be called. But I think that timeout right there from Coach Leff is really just to give these guys a little breather, just because they're running and gunning and there's no stoppage of play.
No, there definitely is not, and I'd have to say it, and I feel like this works out in the favor of the Lynx. As we talked about the run and gun mentality, the Lynx love it here, and if you're not going to call the foul on the other end, that gives Tyler, Johnson, Crumble, Freeman, all these guys kind of like an outlet to kind of run in transition a little bit, because they already know Powell and maybe Turner, and even sometimes Johnson and Tyler are in the mix for an offensive rebound or defensive rebound as well.
Yeah, and then when they're running the floor like that, it just opens up the big fella trailing the play and Julian Powell, who's going to get that slam. Or, even a guy like L.A. Bogan, they could lob one up to him to really just get the crowd back on our side a little bit.
But I have to agree with you, though, speaking of the crowd, I feel like this is a Lynx team. They love the surroundings. They are not afraid of any surroundings by all means, whether it's the officials, whether it's the opposing fans, student section, whatever the case may be. But I feel like here, you saw that lead kind of shrink a little bit. It got back down to 11 where it started. But again, I feel like you have to agree with me here, maybe a little bit, Adam. Kind of just stay focused on the game at hand. Don't really worry about what the surroundings are right now.
Yeah, you want to silence the crowd just because, that gets them back in the game. But at the same time, you just want to win the game. You don't want to fight the crowd, too. So you got to try to take them out of the game.
Well, winning the game will silence them enough as Isles comes off a screen, catch and shoot from downtown, and he knocks it down, and then he slaps his hands in the face of Trayvon Tyler. And we'll see what Trayvon does for the answer here in this one, and is awfully close to a backcourt violation. I don't know what's going on with Freeman throwing in the ball, but it's almost like he's rolling it to Tyler, and Tyler doesn't quite want to pick it up just yet, and it's almost close to touching Freeman as Latham Jr. drives baseline and then dishes off to Powell, and he'll just finish underneath the basket. Too easy there, little slam kind of, as it's 63-51 now.
You'd like to see him get a little more powerful, but, they're just trying to expand the lead right now.
And Hopkins with it at the top of the key here for the Red Lions to Lawhorn. Hands it off to Isles. There's Tyler guarded very closely. 2-on-2. Isles goes to the corner and Hopkins. Now to Thompson on the wing. Across the court, pass to the other wing and Davis. Davis picks up his dribble out to Lawhorn. 7 seconds. He drives in. Powell goes straight up. Count the basket and the foul. And you can see this time around Powell didn't really jump this go around. It looked like the ones that should be called fouls they don't call. And then this one right here, maybe probably should have let go.
Yeah, that was definitely the one they should have let go, if anything. But, Turner's going to come in after Powell picks up the third there. For some reason, I was thinking that was his fourth foul. But I guess, he only did pick up the 2 in the first half because he didn't really play the final 10 minutes or so.
He does take a seat right here. Was does check in for him right there. Powell does not have a pretty look on his face. He knows that he might have kind of got put on him right there.
Yeah, that was probably one of the worst calls of the game, just because that was the one that shouldn't have been called over anything.
And the Lynx cross the court pass now. No look pass from Tyler to Latham Jr., who drives into the lane, kicks it out now to Tyler on the wing. Takes a step back 3 from the corner, no good. And I feel like Tyler's just too into this ball game right now with this crowd. 63-54, back to single digits here for the Red Lions. Davis now trying to drive in, but Tyler gets his hand in there and basically steals it away. And now we have a jump ball, a tie-up between Davis and Tyler, and the Lynx are going to win that one, as it will be their basketball off the jump.
Yeah, I think that was probably one of the better defensive stands that we've had. Just we're really denying the three-point shot. I think the threat that Isles is out on the floor, you gotta have a man on him at all times. Just because the dude seems like he hasn't missed a shot yet.
Freeman now over to the corner in Tyler. Tyler on the right wing, or on the right wing, gets a screen from Turner. Now trying to drive in on Isles, goes up and under move on the left side, no good. And we have a foul going against the Lynx out of all means. And now we got a technical foul going against J.J. Turner. This is kind of interesting move here. They barely called fouls all second half, and then they give a ticky-tack foul one there, and then Turner, iffy call there, and then a little bit of an argument. Again, this is the officials. They're tired of hearing about this, and this is what we were talking about, these little complaints early in the first half. They take a toll on the officials as well.
Yeah, I think that's just another one of those plays where JJ's just got to be a little more careful. You can't have that, especially in a closer game like this when they have a 9-point lead. So you gotta keep it safe. But now they're going to get 2 free throws here. Or they're going to get 1 free throw, I should say. Or no, there is 2. Never mind. For some reason, I was thinking it was only 1, but yeah, 2 free throws, and they're going to get the ball back.
As Isles knocks down a pair right there. Some of the guys, baseball players that are in attendance here, sitting in the top row, trying to do their best to be our own student section, but there's not enough of them here as he knocked down both.
It would be really cool if we had, we both had a student section, fighting back and forth at each other. That would be probably more entertaining than some parts of the game. I think just the cleverness of the fan section could be really good.
Relive those high school days, are you talking about?
Yeah.
A good bounce pass there. As they get it down low to Thompson, kicks out to the top of the key in Hartman. He looked like he traveled. Instead finds Lawhorn. Every Lynx fan knew it. As now count the basket and the foul on the other end. Lawhorn, no, they say it was an offensive foul. Again, a very close call. Nobody fell over. I know that doesn't have to be for a charge.
It was out of bounds.
Okay, he stepped on the baseline?
I think that's what it was. He stepped out of bounds, I think, is...
And now they were trying to get L.J. Johnson into the ball game, but they said he could not come in time, even though the official was still had the basketball in his hand. This has been an interesting officiated game.
Yeah, I mean, they're just trying to keep it clean out there. They're just trying to do their best to control the crowd and the players. They don't want anything else happening other than playing basketball.
As Latham Jr. takes a turnaround baseline jumper, no good, but we got a foul as Freeman is going to pick up a foul going against him here in this one, and all of a sudden, this is getting kind of interesting here. It's almost, I don't want to say they're favoring LCU, but that one was a little iffy as well.
It could have gone either way, I really think. I'm not sure about that one, but no, I definitely don't think it's favoring at all. I mean, yes, it's a closer game now, but, both of those calls, it could have been called either way.
It's awfully close there. Isles takes a step back 3, and he knocks it in. Here comes LCU. 63-59, 9.5 to play. Here in this one, if I'm a Lynx fan, I'm getting a little worried because you're starting to see the frustration come out here in the second half, not only by some of the calls, but again, Freeman almost lost his cool there on the official as Johnson almost got away with the charge right there. Thompson tried to step in and take it. Now Freeman almost lost control of it. Somehow finds Tyler 10 seconds on the shot clock. He's at the top of the key to Johnson. Now to Bogan. Bogan from downtown, and he knocks it through as L.A. Bogan answers on the other side. And we have a foul going against the Lynx after the made shot here in this one. And this is the type of thing that I'm talking about. And now Freeman, since he said the official was so bad apparently, the other official was sitting right behind him. He saw the whole thing, and now he gets teed up. This is what I'm talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. The Lynx have to keep their cool in this ball game because these officials are not playing around.
Yeah, we have to be smarter than this. You got to be smarter than this, guys. It's just, it can't happen because it's giving them free throws and the ball. It's going either way. So that's 4 fouls now on Freeman because he picks up the foul over there off the rebound and he gets the technical foul. So it's 4 fouls on Freeman. He's going to be done for a while.
And Freeman's trying to explain his case. I feel like he's got a point here in this one. The first one was a little iffy. He almost got a technical for that one.
Yeah.
And then coming down the other way, like you said, again, he knew that there was going to be an interesting call, and I feel like he may not have, should have got the technical foul, but again, you're saying something about an official, and the other official saw it, clear as day. They're going to defend, the boys in the stripes are going to defend each other here in this one, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of uncalled for what Freeman did. He pointed right at the official and said something.
Not very nice either.
No, not very nice. So, I mean, he's trying to plead his case to Coach McGee, but Coach McGee's saying, hey, you just got to be smarter than this. You got to keep your cool. You don't want to get thrown out of this ball game. Don't want to get another technical. So, him and Freeman are going to be talking here for a while. Just calm him down.
And we know, too, as he knocked down both of them, but then it's a 1-and-1 opportunity, so now Law is going to go to the line to take the 1-and-1 opportunities, as they did get 2 shots plus the ball back, but that was the free throw, but he does miss. So it's a 6-point lead now here for the Lynx. 66-60, 8:45 left to go, and Tyler going to start taking over this ball game here in this one, and now trying to do it on the defensive side of things too, as there we got ball's loose on the floor, he falls. That was Isles, but Tyler playing excellent defense right there. Here the LCU comes back the other way. Lynx up by 8. Lawhorn trying to drive in. It looks like Isles was fouled hard. No call. And again, Coach Isles defending his son. Tyler may have pushed him to the ground, but didn't see nothing. They let this one go, and I believe that would have been an interesting call there had they called that, because it looks like the officials are kind of getting under each coach's skin now. Tyler trying to go quickly here. He goes to the corner and Bogan from downtown, and no, off the rim, and it's into the hands of LCU. Your Lynx lead by 8 here with just over 8 minutes left to play in this one, and I have to believe if it's going to be as good as these officials calling some of these fouls here, I think we got ourselves a dogfight coming down these next 8 minutes.
It's definitely going to be one of the most entertaining games that we've seen this year, I think. Just the rivalry is just, it's killer.
And now we're going to have a foul as this time Isles gets the better of Trayvon Tyler. And now Coach Lepp going to get a technical foul right here. And now Coach Lepp's got to be careful. That's the third technical foul here by this Lincoln College team. And if I'm Coach Lepp, I like what I'm seeing out of him right now. He's defending his players right here.
Yeah, he's defending his guys. Trayvon Tyler just kind of baffled at what's going on. He sits on the ground, and I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, and these officials are definitely taking a toll on the Lynx here in this one, but I know we give Coach Lepp a lot of, interesting calls and choices that we make up here, maybe that we would have done differently, but I like the technical foul right there. I mean, that's saying that I'm defending my players here in this one, and Mr. Hoffman, if you want to say it here off the missed free throw, I know that's your favorite line. It's true, though.
Yeah, ball don't lie. I think I like what you said there. Coach Lepp defending his players. He doesn't like the call, and I don't think it really should have been called. I don't think there was too much contact there, but, Lepp is going to back his guys. I think that's one of the strongest qualities he has. He really likes his guys, and he cherishes those guys, and he's going to do anything he can for them.
And so Isles makes one of two from the technical foul standpoint, as it makes it a 68-61 lead for the Lynx, as he misses the second, as the team's already in the double bonus. So therefore, that'll send Isles back to the line yet again for two more. Now Coach Lepp gets a word with one of the officials here in this one. I have to say that this is true because he makes 1 of 4.
Yeah, and Isles, like you said, makes 1 of 4. So really, we came off with a break right there. That was probably the best thing that could have happened right there.
And just looking into the crowd, either way, whether you're wearing a purple or red here in this one, both fans getting antsy in this one as Powell trying to bullet pass one into for Turner, but it's stolen away. Here comes LCU back the other way. 7.5 minutes to play. 68-61, as we're going to have a timeout taken here on the floor by Longhorn, and it's going to be a full timeout. So, again, it gives us a quick chance to discuss what's kind of been going on here in the last couple minutes in this one. But, Adam, walk us through here this just a little bit, because we've seen, 3-4 technical fouls already, I think 4 now with Coach Lepp, I believe.
Yeah,
Freeman, Tyler, and then I believe LJ Johnson was the other one? No,
LJ or Trayvon hasn't picked
Turner.
up. Yeah, Turner picked one up. I don't think Trayvon has picked one up. Freeman has had
Freeman,
one.
and then Lepp, so 3.
Yeah, so 3.
3 so far.
What
now,
we're having.
And this is a situation where this game's it's not really slipping away from the Lynx, just because Isles and the rest of the LCU team cannot make their threes or their free throws right now. But still, this is a 7-point game, and it's getting closer and closer. 3 technical fouls. This Lynx team has to be more disciplined and not kind of argue with the officials so much.
Yeah, they can't, like you said, they can't argue with the officials just because it's not going to go their way. They're not going to reverse the call. So, there's really no use of putting them back or just really giving them your fault, just because you don't need to at this point of the game. You need to stay focused, stay poised, just come away with the win.
And it's not that they're calling, everything on the Lynx. Well, they kind of are. Lynx have 10 team fouls versus 2 for
We're
LCU.
Definitely playing a lot more physical than they are. I will give them that.
I will say that as well. And technical fouls hurt the fouls as well.
Yeah.
But really, though, they haven't called much on LCU here in this one, so it'll be interesting to see as that one's stolen away there by L.J. Johnson in the hands of Powell. The 3-on-2 fast break as Turner goes up for it, trying to slam it home, and this time, Hartman, they're going to call a foul because otherwise it would have been a poster there for Johnson, or for Turner over, again, Hartman.
Yeah, that was a good foul, just because you don't want to give up the dunk. But either way, I mean, Turner's got to knock down these 2 free throws.
As he cannot hit the first one right here in this one. Again, both presidents in attendance, along with a lot of admissions from LC at the same time. Again, alumni, former head coaches, lunch ladies, security guards, everybody's in attendance here today, even some students as he misses the second one too, and they have another foul. I believe this one is not going to go on Turner this time. Awfully close. I thought it was going to at the start. Does get his own rebound though, put back no, but now going to go to the line to probably correct his first 2.
That was going to go on Lawhorn. That's his 4th foul, so he's going to have to sit out here for a little bit. I think Walter's going to come in and get him. And he does, so I think that's a good move from LCU, putting in Walters back in the game, because it really kind of matches our size, because we have Turner and Powell out there right now, so they kind of have a bigger lineup too.
And the second one in as well. So 2 of 4 from the line goes J.J. Turner as it's back to a 9-point lead here for the Lynx. 70-61, just over 7 minutes left to play here in the crosstown rival. Davis has it now for LCU, gives it down low to Walters, who's left all alone, now going up against Powell, has to just throw one up way too strong as the Lynx pull down the board right here. Latham Jr. now in transition, just trying to go coast to coast, denied though by Davis as it ends up in the hands of Hopkins. LCU trying to push the pace here, 70-61, 6:45 left. Hartman in the right side corner, guarded by Johnson. He fights through the screen, kicks it out to the wing here for Davis, who has it poked away by Tyler. He regains it back, 15 on the shot clock to Thompson. Now Hartman in the corner. He's on the right wing. Bounce pass one to Thompson. Thompson catches shoot from downtown, no short. Powell goes up big for the huge rebound there for the Lynx, and outlets now to Latham Jr. Here come the Lynx back the other way. Tyler now with it on the left wing. He thought about that 3, and maybe if we had 3 extra minutes on the game clock, maybe he pulls up from down there. But again, I gotta like how he's staying smart.
Yeah, or maybe a little bit bigger of a lead. He knows the stakes right now.
They feed it into Powell down row, turn around, right-hand hook, no good. Didn't even come close to hitting anything as here comes the Red Lions back the other way. They're down by 9 as your Lynx lead 70-61, 6 minutes left to play. Hopkins now with it across the court to Thompson. Over to Davis on the right wing. Give and go with Thompson down low. Has it poked away by Tyler. Into the hands of Powell. Here come the Lynx on the fast break. A no-look pass to Latham Jr. from Powell, and he'll lay it up and in on the right side. So all of a sudden, Lynx back up 11 here with 5:45 left to go. Here's where they need to just buckle down on defense.
It seems like Powell is running the point a little too often on the fast break for us. It seems like he's the one doing the ball handling for us, which is so strange.
72-61, 5.5 minutes to play. Davis drives baseline, almost had it poked away, lost it out of bounds off of LCU, and this time it's going the other way, and then L.J. Johnson just makes sure he knocks it out of his hands and gives it to the official.
Yeah, that was a tricky call right there. I'm not sure if he got it right or not, but either way, I mean, we'll take the call.
Latham Jr. now out to Turner. Turner drives in left side lane, puts it up off the glass, can't go. Tip back out by Powell as it finds Latham Jr. Again, the student section wanted the over and back call, but did not get it. As Latham Jr. now with it, drives in, puts up a little lob to Powell, and he slams it home. Got to be careful there. Didn't want to hang on the rim, as we know how close these officials love to blow the whistle.
Yeah, I'd say that was one of the most spectacular plays that we've seen from this team today. I mean, Junior hits him with the nice little crossover, everything, and then just lob it up.
Thompson takes the 3 from the wing, no good. 74-61, 4.5 to play. Here comes Tyler back the other way, and he's fouled hard by Hartman, and him and Tyler exchange words, and you got to believe now LCU starting to get their version of the frustration here in the second half as Tyler just walks away. Hartman's trying to plead his case. Again, no technical foul issue, awfully quick for us, but again, no foul here.
Yeah, they're trying to say that he got to push this off a little bit, but you know, it was a hard foul.
Tyler knocks it down. Again, the student section was actually trying to be too quiet to kind of throw him off.
Yeah.
And it didn't really work in this one as he just shrugs the shoulders and says, I got this either way.
Yeah, Lawhorn comes back in with 4 fouls, so you got to attack him.
And now L.J. Johnson looked like he must have been standing on the line, so the official takes the ball back from Tyler. That may throw him off.
Yeah, a little bit. I've never seen that really called before. That was kind of weird.
Either way, he does make 2 of 2, and we have another timeout taken right here. I believe this one's going to go on Coach Lepp. A 30-second timeout. Real quick, though, as an update here for the women's, they win 100-78, so they score 100 points both times against St. Mary's of the Woods College in this one. Again, 27 points in that fourth quarter, and to lead the way here for your Lynx, if you could take a guess, it was Kalia Montero with 24 points, 14 rebounds on the night. Next closest was Aaron Young with 20, and then Hannah Cameron and Monica Preston both had 14 on the night. So, again, the Lady Lynx extend their winning streak back to 3 in a row now, 9-11 on the season, but again, scoring 100 for the second time against the same team.
And judging by just the stat sheet alone, you could tell that was probably one of the better games that we played this year, just because how balanced the scoring was. And Kalia Montero, she can really be a monster down there if she really just gets going early.
And you got to like the scoring attack, too, as well. I did not check the bench points. I mean, Imani Smith coming off the bench could easily have had 14 as well in that ball game. We'll have to check back later. 76-61, 4.5 to play here as LCU trails to your Lynx here in this one. They do have the basketball, and we're going to have a foul as Tyler or Turner going to pick that one up. Tyler looks straight at Coach Lepp, but again, any sort of frustration here in the Lynx, they're going to have to be careful because these officials are watching every move.
It is going to go on Trayvon Tyler. It's his third foul, so nothing to worry about. You know, if he picks up that fourth with 5 minutes left, then you got a problem. But third, he's fine.
And Thompson off the back of the rim and out, so he cannot hit the first one here in this one. 76-61. One more free throw coming. And it seems like LCU, I mean, if you look at their season stats, they shoot 72% from the free throw line as a team. Not so much here today. They've missed quite a few from the line.
Yeah, they really have not capitalized as much as they should. They'd probably be in single digits at this point if they would make all their free throws.
What a pass there from Powell down low to Turner, who had great positioning. And you're right, Powell looking kind of like a point guard out here tonight.
He's got a couple assists, or I'm just like, I'm surprised he was the one that passed that ball.
And Powell does had 3 assists in the win against ONU as well, so maybe part of his game he's working on. As Thompson and Tyler down low. Thompson with a traveling violation here in this one, as Tyler he knew he had 3 fouls. He was just going to let him go straight up.
Yeah, and he did exactly that, so that was a good court awareness there from Mr. Tyler. Just don't want to pick up that fourth.
Also got to like how he's coming back down the floor, kind of spinning while he's dribbling as well. Powell with to Turner, who kind of tried to run in third as well, and we're going to have an offensive foul going on Lawhorn as J.J. Turner looks like he might have lowered his shoulder a little bit. It was questionable, but again, with the lead they have now, and Lawhorn falling, that's going to go against them every time.
Yeah, I think it was the right call. I think, he definitely threw his body into him, so I think, yeah, definitely.
Isles looking like Steph Curry out here, just pulling up from way downtown up the floor. He cannot hit Powell with the rebound. Tyler now with it on the outlet. He takes a step back 3 from the corner. He's going to show Mr. Isles how it's done, but he hits the back of the rim and out. 78-62 now. LCU going to need some threes like they had in the first half to kind of get them back into this one as we're at 3:15 left to play. Isles now with it to the right wing in Lawhorn, swinging around for Thompson. Now to Hopkins. He's trying to drive in. Right side lane. No look pass out to Isles. We thought about a 3. Instead drives in. Puts up a little floater, though. Blocked, though, by Turner. Into the hands of Powell, but it could not be saved by Latham Jr. as he was on the baseline. So it'll stay with the Red Lions here in this one. 78-62 with only 6 seconds, though, on the shot clock as they're going to inbound underneath their own basket.
Yeah, they're going to have to get the ball in real quick and get a shot up.
And they find Davis. Davis going to have to take one step to his right, pull up a 3, and he hits it over L.J. Johnson. Not much they could have done, but that might spark this LCU team a little bit in this one, as it's now back to 78-65 now. Again, not quite within striking distance, but they keep hitting some threes like that, they're going to be right back in this ball game.
Yeah, they're just going to try to take out some clock right now. That's what L.J. Johnson's trying to do. He drives right in. No one to contest that layup from him. That was a little too easy there for LJ.
I was going to say they're running the old, we're going to play 20 seconds off this shot clock and then just drive into the paint and see what happens. And this time LJ Johnson got that one to go, but Hopkins trying to answer from downtown. He knocks it through. Again, almost a 4-point play there by Powell. You can almost got a little antsy with that one. They no call, though. 80-68, it's back to 12 here in this one. And again, the Lynx can score all they want, but if they keep making threes like this, they're just going to keep slowly crawling back into this one as Latham Jr. and Hopkins now giving chase. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Jr. just dribbling around, give and go with Johnson as it's poked out of bounds by Davis as he was trying to feed Powell down low. Good read there by Davis. But again, the Lynx still going to have it underneath their own basket.
Yeah, only 8 seconds left on the shot clock, so, they just got to get something in and just try to get something.
They throw it into Powell, and Powell is fouled hard on the play by Thompson. And kind of a little bit of a luck there as well. Powell tried to go for the slam, looked a little far, but he still got the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, he looked a little far away from the basket and tried to go for that. I'm really surprised he did. He tried to. Yeah, he threw it pretty much at the front of the rim.
And Powell, by far one of the, if not the biggest player on the floor almost every time that we step out on the floor. But we've seen him at times where he's kind of got pushed around a little bit by some smaller defenders, and I think that's the Julian Powell we kind of wanted to see more of earlier this season.
Yeah, he just needs to be a little more aggressive. I think this game he kind of had, when he picks up those 2 fouls, he was kind of angry. I think that was one of the, one time I've seen him angry.
And Thompson comes quickly back on the other end and knocks down the 3. So it's now 2 within 11. And if they keep making these threes like this, they're going to be right back in this ball game. But again, 82-71. It is going to be a 30-second timeout taken here by LCU. Again, minute 35 to go here in this one. 82-71 lead here for the Lynx in this one. Adam, walk me through these next 1.5 minutes here. I know the Lynx look pretty comfortable, but what do they got to do on the defensive side of things to kind of stop these three-point shooters for LCU?
Just don't give up the 3. Whatever you do, don't let them shoot the 3. Give them a layup. I don't care. I mean, you don't want them shooting a 3 because they're more likely to make the three-pointer than they are the layup at this point. I mean, or even foul them. They haven't been that great from the line. So, I mean, either way, and do not foul when they're shooting the three-pointer either, because you don't want them to go on the line for a 4-point play or 3 free throws. So just don't give it the 3. It's easy as that.
I like your style there. Here comes the double team by Latham Jr. Across the court pass is tipped out of bounds by Davis. But again, I love how their head coach, Isles, is trying to say, hey, that was last touched by the Lynx, but it was clear as day that Davis batted it out of bounds.
Clear as day.
Gotta like the effort, though, by both coaches, though, defending their players as they throw it in to Tyler. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Here comes the double team. Turner now has it. He's going to drive in and throw a lob one up to Powell. There's no foul called as Thompson is tipping it back to himself. Here they come back the other way. It was awfully close. 82-71. Again, LCU needs a 3. Instead, they're going to go to Thompson's down low, but he's denied, though, by Powell. Powell jumping the baseline, but we're going to have a foul going on Lawhorn 90 feet away from the basket, and if it's on him, that's his 5th, and his night is over.
He's done for the night. That was a great game played by Lawhorn. I don't think he really scored the ball that much, but just his effort on the defensive end. He guarded Powell pretty much the whole game, so they got to give it up to him. He was a great player. He affected the game in so many more other ways than just scoring the ball.
And I'd have to say, I mean, like you said, on the defensive side of things, he really was the one that kind of created the defense into offense for LCU. Kind of got some big stops. I actually had a few blocks as well on Tyler and Latham as LJ Johnson's going to take the free throws here. Knocks down the first 1-on-1 opportunity as that was the team's 7th. Here it did finally take them 19 minutes to get into the bonus, but they are in it as the Lynx have another free throw coming. And the second one in as well. 84-71, minute 5 left to play. And if the Lynx can just kind of keep him off the 3, as Isles just going to pull up from downtown. No, that ball, long rebound into the hands of Johnson. He's double teamed, almost had it stripped away by Davis. Instead, he splits the double team, and he gets it across half court. Now to Latham Jr. in the corner. He saw the double team coming. He'll back out rather quickly here. Davis trying to foul him rather quickly, and I think he's trying to say, hey, man, I was trying to do that 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, he's, like you said, he's trying to do that a long time ago. I'm not sure why nothing was called. I mean, he doesn't want to just completely just run over him because you don't want to pick up that intentional foul. So either way, I mean, yeah, I'm surprised they didn't call that sooner, especially if you know that they're going to foul and try to stop the clock. Usually they just, as soon as there's a little bit of contact.
And Latham Jr. could not hit the 1-on-1 opportunity as that leaves Davis open in the corner for 3. Again, instead, Thompson will take it at the top of the key. No, in and out as it's pulled down by Turner. Turner bounce passes one to Tyler. 84-71. Again, shot clock and game clock only separated by, again, about 6 seconds. Well, now 2 because they fresh 30 because Tyler's going to go to the line since he was fouled. Interesting here that LCU still trying to play this one out.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want to give up or anything, so I mean, it's good for them. I mean, they're putting Trayvon Tyler at the line and try to make it an even bigger lead. Does make it, so.
And you can see some of the fans starting to pile out here in this one. And Kirk Whiteman in attendance here, former Lincoln College men's basketball coach who won 2 national titles for the Lynx as well. So again, he does make a pair, 86-71, as shot clock should be turned off after this shot by Isles. He's no good. Long rebound. Turner's going to corral it. Here come the Lynx back the other way. A lob there to Tyler. He'll slam it, but he could not get it to go as he gets it right back. Again, now they're just going to set it up. And again, that would have been interesting. We've been waiting for, 2 years now to see Trayvon Tyler throw down a dunk. He still couldn't get it to go, as the Lynx will just play this one out. And 86-71 looks like that's going to be your final here in this one, as it will. Time has expired, and this ball game is over. 86-71 victory here for the crosstown rivalry, as your Lynx beat LCU in this one and even up this series yet again to 1 apiece from both sides. And we'll have to see again. We will see both of these teams in action yet again down the stretch. But again, Adam, what did you see in this ball game that down the stretch that really kind of let the Lynx be resilient here?
I think it really just as our effort on the defensive end, we made a commitment not to give up the 3 in the second half. So I think that's really what happened and what really went right for us there. Yeah, I got to give it to Lincoln Christian. I mean, they didn't give up at all. And I mean, you didn't really expect this kind of game coming in here. And definitely our guys didn't expect this at all. They kind of came in here expecting a blowout, but I think, the whole game was it was one of the most entertaining games that I've seen that our team has played, probably since the College of the Ozarks game. Yes, it was only 1 or 2 games in between, but that was a great game.
And we have a little, I believe, a prayer here on the floor, as we're going to stay quiet here. But again, both teams gather at center court for a prayer at the end of the game. Good sportsmanship on both sides here in this one, as both teams shaking hands as well. So all the trash talking, all the technical fouls, all the whatevers and ifs in this ball game is over now, as they meet at center court and have a nice prayer and good sportsmanship as well, though, for them. But again, what did you see in that second half, though? I know it kind of got cut off there a little bit by the prayer, but again, overall, how did the Lynx prevail here?
The defense stepped up. I think that was it. And we started playing a little more team basketball there at the end. We saw a lot more extra passes, so I think that was definitely the deal breaker for us. So hopefully we can just kind of bring this into the next game and hopefully just play a little more cleaner, I should say. I mean, we were kind of sloppy there at the beginning and kind of sloppy at the beginning of the second half, so you got to clean it up a little bit, and we'll be in good shape coming in the next game.
Again, though, the next game was supposed to be Saturday afternoon. That game has been postponed. That was a William Woods scheduled game, but due to the weather, again, they've already postponed that ball game. They have not said when that game will be, so we will let you know as soon as possible. The Lady Lynx will play Sunday as well. We are not covering that game due to the weather as well, and it is not on our basketball schedule, and they also scheduled that real quickly here in a short amount of time. However, though, our next broadcast will be Wednesday night when, again, the women will play. Again, I believe they're taking on Cotty College. I don't believe that's right. That might be the Sunday game. I quick glance over there. But again, that will be the next broadcast Wednesday night for the Lady Lynx. However, your Lynx, their men's side will be back in action on Saturday, the 26th, against Silver Lake College, who are 6-13. So again, should be another good game here for the Lynx in this one. They do win on the road here, just about 5 minutes apart. 86-71, though, is your final. Again, that's going to do it all for us. Thank you, Vera, for board hopping back at the station. He's Adam Hoffman. I'm Nick Jackson, and we will see you guys Wednesday night in the Jack D. Nutt Arena for the Lady Lynx. Thank you so much for listening here on 89X, as you guys are listening to Lincoln College basketball right here on 89X.
That's all she wrote. This concludes tonight's coverage of Lincoln College basketball on 89X.